presentation. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I just want to update, this project was under the 2021 budget, was the, I guess, the multiplex site design and the entrance. So we've been working with, I guess, this rough layout, with the roadway coming in off the Douglastown Boulevard, right here at the end where the federal building is behind Walmart. And there was a brook crossing right here. That's when we've been working for a year on this crossing. We've had a lot of challenges with it, with environment, with DFO. It's a fish-bearing passage. Essentially, we don't have a permit yet. We've been working for almost 8 months, 10 months on getting a permit. I could just want to update council of that we're about to get a permit. We're about to issue a tender for that crossing, that roadway. So more or less just keep everybody in the loop of what we're proposing. What we're looking at too is, I included in the package is, oh, sorry about that, I'll get the other one here, is a cross section of what it looks like. And as you can see on the screen here, we're looking at a 9-meter roadway, okay? And we're looking at putting a multi-use trail in there instead of just a sidewalk. We wanted to put it and connect it over to Rennie Road. We think it's, it was kind of mentioned in the active transportation plan, touched on it a bit, of that area. It would encompass, bicycles and pedestrians in that area. It's 10 feet wide. The cost is a little more than just a typical sidewalk. However, we just feel that it would serve that area better. So I just want to make council aware of, that's what we're looking at for that new construction roadway up to the multiplex. And yeah, we're getting ready to put this out to tender. It'll be a double box culvert. Certainly a little more than we thought we were going to put in there. We thought we were just going to put a large diameter pipe in, but there's some challenges with the roadway and the profile. But yeah, I guess we wanted to update council that it's going to tender. We're building it this summer. And if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, I guess, happy to answer any questions about that. It's, we don't typically build too many new roadways in the city, so we just want to make sure we do capture the intent of any, I guess, council's wishes, make sure it's done right.
Councillor Summers.
Thank you, Your Worship. I guess just a question for Director. I mean, obviously, we're still in the wait-and-see approach with the multiplex itself, and obviously, I know I'm hoping that we get the good news here sometime soon. But is the thought process behind this, just for the public's sake, that even, God forbid, if multiplex project doesn't come to fruition, we've invested in that property significantly, and we need to develop it one way or the other, so this road is going to happen regardless, right? Is that the thought?
Through the chair, Councillor Summers, there is the access currently to that site is the people are traveling through the Kent property below it. There is actually no, I guess, access to it. This is our legal access, and we have to create one. It was always the plan to create one, so we're just forwarding that, bringing this forward. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry, Councillor, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. Darren, on the sidewalk itself, what's the width of that, you said?
Well, we're looking at a multi-use trail. It's 3 meters wide or 10 feet. So it's, pretty wide. It can encompass, bicycles or pedestrians. So it's, a wide range of use.
And the road itself is going to be 9 meters?
Yeah, and we come up with the 9 meters of roadway because that matches what's up there on Douglastown Boulevard. That goes up to the top there. So we're going to keep it simple. We didn't want to narrow it up. There's curb there as well. So yeah, just to match that.
So the cost for that is $700,000 just for the box over for the drain?
Yes, Councillor King, that is just for the box culvert and a portion of the roadway over the top. Okay. So it doesn't get very much of the roadway. We were hoping to, with the funds, to extend that roadway quite a bit farther into the property, but unfortunately a double box culvert is quite a bit more than we did project. Okay. But we do have enough funds to do the crossing, I guess.
Director Rao, can you go back to the previous rendering?
Sure. Give me a second. This one here?
Yeah.
Let me just bring it up a little further for you. Zoom in a little better. Yeah. So I guess our vision, just to give you an idea on this multi-use trail, the roadway is shifted slightly. That's just with the crossing, We had it more straight in the kind of the original proposal, I guess, or the concept. It's shifted just a little bit south, doesn't really change much. Then it comes up to the multiplex. Our vision is to keep this trail on the southern side of it. Come around here. We do have to bring a water line from Rennie Road over to the development, which is here. Eventually, we're going to have to get easement or something through there. There's an opportunity to bring that trail through there, connect to Rennie Road. So we think that's good connectivity. There's also Alexis Street here we can have a connection with too. So there's certainly lots of connection there, and for pedestrians and bikers alike.
Just a couple of questions from the chair. Councillor King, are you good? Director Rao, could you give me the breakdown of this $700,000?
Sure. So we had $1 million in our budget for this project, and $100,000 came from water and sewer. We thought we're going to need to connect the water line across the brook, which we do not need. So the estimate of $700,000 is the installation of the culvert and roadway over it. So it's only paving a small portion of it. So it's not the full roadway construction. It is just the culvert's installation and a roadway over it.
Okay, and approximately how many meters?
It's in the 60 to 70 meter range, Your Worship. It's this area here. Essentially, just gets us across the brook to the property. I don't have the exact figure in front of me, but it's in the 60, 70 meter range of length. And then we can get connected here with a slight access road, and we do develop the multiplex, so there would be connection and access for them to construct the work.
And the multi-purpose trail, though, is not part of the scope of this project.
No, we're making an allowance for it.
For it, okay.
So it'll be wide enough to do it. We certainly can change the cross-section later, but this is our vision that we could. So if we go in a different direction, maybe council wants to narrow it up, we could, but it will allow for it to be lots of width for even power poles and things like that over this crossing. So.
And what's the proposed surface of the multi-purpose trail?
Asphalt. But that will come, as you indicated, that will come later when, before the site, the multiplex gets open, so that'll be incorporated in some other work. This is just mainly get the crossing in and get an access road to the site.
I guess I would just ask Director Rao, in the future when the time comes to do that, I'm a big fan and supporter of that idea, but if it is wide enough, it would be ideal to separate the bikes from the walkers. Typically, if you can and you can plan properly, they wouldn't share a space, because this is also going to be a commercial district, right? So a defined walkway for pedestrian and a defined effective street usage for bikes would be more ideal than one trail that they have to share.
So I guess I can add to that by using this template, it's certainly wide enough, and the roadway can allow for bike lanes.
Okay.
We can change and just put a sidewalk in only. We can add another sidewalk on the other side of the road and have that separation as you indicated. So the decision does not have to be made now of the final look.
Okay.
But we did make an allowance to incorporate all those elements, and that's one vision that we come up with, to have a multi-use trail with bikers and walkers. But if council certainly wants to go in a different direction, that can be done with the allowance for that width. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I guess I think we saw through our own plan, and in general, that best practice when it's possible is that they have their own dedicated laneways. But I guess that'll be a discussion for later. Last question, Director Rao, from me would be, first of all, I would like to say that I support doing this.
Yep.
We need to, and to Councillor Summers' point, which I always like to remind people, regardless of what happens with the multiplex, although we're confident that we'll receive funding partnership and that will move forward. Regardless, this is going to be the future expansion of regional commercial space in the city. So we will need to access the site inevitably anyway. So it's good to put that work in. Although I guess the question would be, do you think, I guess why, maybe an explanation for us and for the citizens, why do we specifically pave it right now? I absolutely understand why we got to put the culverts in and get access to the site. But, with nothing being planned other than construction in the next few years, would it make more sense to delay paving it? Because the only thing going to go over that for the next few years is going to be construction trucks that are going to erode the quality of the asphalt, right?
Yeah, it's a great question, and we debate it as well. But one of the reasons, and we'd only put base asphalt down. And one of the reasons is to keep the dust down of the adjacent landowners, and there's a brook there as well, too. And there would be we would anticipate a requirement in the permit to keep your, I guess the sediments down, and by putting asphalt on, does that too as well.
Okay.
So it's really just an asphalt layer, keep the dust down to get over. The rest of it, you're correct, won't be paved until the building's done, when all the heavy equipment is off it, yes.
Great.
So it's only a small lift, similar to what was done in the other entrance down below, really just get you over the brook and keep it
We'll
keep it
say
controlled.
until the building's done and/or our first major commercial tenant comes on site.
Sure.
Right.
That's good.
Okay, thank you, Director
Thank you very
Al.
much.